Don't worry. I am just as deranged as the rest of you. Hey, it's Ali. Welcome back to my channel. And today we're talking about FNAF. This video has low-key been a long time coming. I have specifically noticed an uptick in FNAF content in the past, I want to say 6 months. And nothing new has happened. A new game hasn't come out. The DLC has yet to come out. We've only just now in the last couple of months gotten a little bit of tidbits about the movie starting to film. So there hasn't really been anything that's really prompting this FNAF resurgence, and yet it's happening anyway. And I think that's really cool and really interesting. And I kind of wanted to talk about it today. I wanted to talk about specifically the 3 places I think FNAF has really resurged in the last couple of months, that being YouTube, Twitter, and of course Tumblr. You probably thought I was going to say TikTok. While TikTok, yes, if you look up FNAF on TikTok, you're mostly just going to get edits of a bunch of fan stuff, which is fine. I love the fan creations and stuff like that. But to the extent of people actually actively talking about FNAF in the way that I'm going to present here, I haven't seen so much of an uptick of that on TikTok. That's usually reserved for YouTube, Twitter, or Tumblr. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. If at any time you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe, because honestly, I would love to keep making videos like this type of fandom deep dive instead of an actual lore deep dive, though that would be cool too. But FNAF lore is too complicated for me. We'll get to all that. But I would love to do fandom deep dives because I think the fandom is really cool. This fandom is really cool. It's been through a lot. This fandom has been through a lot. And I'll touch on briefly on some of those aspects because some of those aspects have been coming back, as well as FNAF is starting to get very popular again. But yeah. Anyway, if you like the video, let me know, and comment down below if you like FNAF and if you're ready for the FNAF movie, because I'm gonna be talking about that too. I am so ready for the FNAF movie. I thought I will never escape the clutches of FNAF. I've been here since 2014. It's almost been 10 years. It's 2023, one more year and it'll be 10 years, and I'm still here. Just look at my makeup. I'm just as deranged as the rest of you. Anyway, let's get into it. Okay. Let's talk about YouTube. This is the place where personally I thought it was just the algorithm at first. I was getting recommended videos from a specific YouTuber. His name is Rytos, and he started doing FNAF videos. They got kind of popular and it got recommended to me. And I was like, oh, someone making new FNAF theory videos, and at the time, I think, when did I start following? I think it was 2022 when I started following him. So him making new FNAF videos in 2022, I was like, oh, a new fresh take on different theories, which is why I think he got so popular so fast, is because he provided actual new takes. He wasn't just reiterating takes that people have already had. He was providing very new and nuanced takes on the lore, which I thought was really cool, especially when he tried to do it without the help of the books, because a lot of the FNAF lore, if you know, you're not gonna understand any of it if you just play the games, which is why FNAF rolls deep, bro. FNAF just rolls deep. You're not going to understand anything without at least somewhat, I'd never read the books, but when I watch people talk about it, they're almost always going to bring up the books. We literally wouldn't know who Henry Emily even is, I think, without the books. I'm pretty sure. So I to try and make a theory only using the games, and to try and only talk about the games in the games without the supplement of the books, I think is also really important, because there are people who probably don't even know the books exist and just play the game and are like, what is going on here? What's the story here? I don't understand. And trying to explain it to them and be like, where did Remnant come from? And you have to be like, okay, well, there's this book. So I really liked Rytos for that. So I was following him, and he would make videos roughly every week or so. I would follow him. And then FNAF started coming up in my timeline, and he's been here for a while. He's one of the OGs in the community, but I haven't watched him in since OG FNAF days, when Matt Pat was doing live streams and stuff like that about FNAF. So seeing him now also making fresh new FNAF content, especially about Security Breach, because I really like Security Breach. Side note, I know we all hate Security Breach, but my makeup is very much so based off of Freddy today, Glam Rock Freddy. I love Security Breach so much. Maybe it's just me seeing potential, and maybe it's because of the Tumblr section, which we will get to in a second, but I really love Security Breach. I am a goody old goody for some good character writing. I was going to say something else, but I realized this is a FNAF video, so children might be watching this, so I wasn't going to say the word I was going to say, but I am an insert here for good old character writing. And I feel like FNAF Security Breach had a lot of good character writing, even if it wasn't fully fleshed out or finished. The fact that what we got, can you imagine? Again, me talking about potential, but could you imagine for a second if all the character writing that we did got was actually really good? Now imagine if it was at its peak, fully fleshed out, and like we actually got the story we were supposed to get. That's why I'm praying for this DLC. There are too many hopes riding on this DLC for me. There are too many hopes. But anyway, back to YouTube. Yeah, so I was watching these two YouTubers for a while and they were coming out. And then I started getting recommended retrospectives. Because if you don't know, like I said before, FNAF is almost 10 years old. So retrospectives actually make sense. But it's crazy because the fact that I was a teenager when the first one came out. I am now a young adult. And oh God, like I feel old. The fact that we are doing retrospectives on FNAF feels crazy to me. But yeah, people are doing retrospectives, so I started watching a bunch of retrospectives, and I thought, again, like these videos, some of these videos were like a year, 6+ months old, so I was just thinking, oh, the algorithm is just showing me like these people's content because I've been watching a lot of FNAF content lately. So I didn't really think anything of it. I didn't think that there was some type of FNAF resurgence until the people I was watching were making newer videos about FNAF. Some of these retrospective videos were extremely new. Like, people were making like, oh, all the secrets, not all the secrets, but like all of the cut content. That was a video that I watched. It was like all of the cut content from all of the FNAF games. And that was a video that came out fairly recently. So I started to see like this uptick in like FNAF making videos, and I don't know why. Like, there was no, like, nobody was like, oh, here's this new piece of content. I mean, other than the book that showed anything new, that had anything of new substance to be added to these. And again, not everyone is reading the book. A lot of the time people are just focusing on the games. So it was really interesting to see that in the theories. Just to talk about the theories a little bit, for specifically, I know that FNAF has been, for some reason, being under fire for making a video about Midnight Motorist, which is like the mini game in the FNAF series that is like, oh yes, this makes sense. I love that Scott Cawthon says that every time he makes a new FNAF video game, or back when he was like a part of them, when he said he used to make new FNAF video games after FNAF 3, he made each one with the intention that they were going to be his last. Like, this is the last one, so I'm tying up all the loose ends. So when FNAF 6 came out and Midnight Motorist came out, everyone was like, wait, so yeah, that answers like no questions. I don't know what, like, Midnight Motorist only answers the question that William Afton killed a child and later tried to go to a bar. That's all that the questions answer. There are no more questions being answered. We don't know. It took us years to even figure out who was who. Remember when we thought Michael Afton was the dude in the chair? And now we're all like, wait, actually, I think that's his wife. But like, why is she in gray when Michael Afton was the one associated with gray and like the Happiest Day mini games? Like, it just like Midnight Motorist just is so confusing for no reason. No reason. Like, you could have just made, why is he orange? Why is William orange? Is that William? Like, we will, like, and honestly, I don't think Scott will ever let us know. I don't think Scott will ever let us know. So people to this day are theorizing on YouTube about Midnight Motorist and stuff like that, which is fun because, again, it's the one, like, everyone's like, oh, I don't know what's going on here. Like, simultaneously, it's like almost there. It almost gives you the answer, and then it's just like, no. But yeah, so with the theories, in FNAF's theories specifically, I'm not gonna lie to you, his theory was out there. It was wild. It was out there. I'm not gonna get too much into the actual theory itself, but he did bring up some pretty interesting points, especially about Funtime Freddy. And people are weird. I have this whole theory about why people hate on popular YouTubers who make theories, like MatPat. I think MatPat gets a lot of like really weird, unjust hate for making theories that he explicitly states are theories. And I just feel like the reasoning is because people who don't like the theory will start to get, oh no, it stopped snowing. Keep snowing. Keep going. Anyway, he will... If people don't like the theory, then people will get mad at him because they know that the fan base is going to run with that theory, because sometimes the fan base will be like, well, this is canon. So anytime he makes a FNAF video or any video based off of a popular franchise, people are worried because it's like, oh, well, this theory is going to become the most popular theory now, which is like understandable to an extent. But then also, that's not his fault or any popular person's like theory's fault. So I don't understand like the sometimes unjust vitriol, especially recently with FNAF's video. That just did not make no sense. It's okay to not like the theory, but it's a theory, dude. It's for funsies. We're talking about animatronics singing bears. Please, let's calm down. Anyway, back to Funtime Freddy. Funtime Freddy, right? He mentions Funtime Freddy has a lot more to do with, you know, the crying child and the bite of 87, or 83 rather, and all of this other stuff, right? And people, you can say what you want about the theory. You can like it, you cannot like it. Personally, for me, I didn't really understand it, but I do agree on the aspect of Funtime Freddy kind of needing, like, I feel like there's more to Funtime Freddy. I feel like we have not talked about Funtime Freddy enough as a character, because the way Funtime Freddy was just so pushed in our faces a lot, especially when Sister Location came out, and then afterwards, just for fun. And also Molten Freddy, which is Funtime Freddy, just like melted down. So I just feel like there's so much more like relevance to him that none of us have really given the thought to. What that is, I have no clue. Don't ask me. I don't know. That's not for me to figure out. I'm not a theorist. I don't do all that. But like, I just feel like, especially given the schematics that we got in Sister Location and all of that stuff, I just feel like there's more to him. I feel like there's more to him that like we're just not seeing. I don't know if it's necessarily that he killed the crying child, but I just feel like there's more to him. I don't know. Also, I'm tired of the Sister Location slander. I literally, when I was doing my makeup, was watching a video about a person who hates Sister Location. It was a really well put together video, and the person did make several very good points, especially about the actual gameplay of Sister Location and how it's just underutilized and lacking. And in hindsight's 2020, yeah, sure. But was it fun in the moment? Yeah. It was. And was it cool and kooky and full voice acting? Yeah, it was. I'm tired of the slander. I'm just tired of the Sister Location slander, okay? Y'all go shit on FNAF 2, okay? The actual worst game in the franchise. That video was like, oh, Sister Location is the worst in the franchise. I was like, sir, I don't think so. I think that's FNAF 2, but like that's for another conversation for another day. But whatever. Anyway, I say all this to say FNAF has had a big resurgence, and not even just theory videos, like I said, retrospective videos, dissecting the actual, like, of course, the lore, but also the gameplay itself, which I find really cool because it's like actual gameplay dissection videos and not just talking about the lore, because when you think of FNAF, you immediately think lore, but FNAFs are games, and so they should be criticized under a gameplay aspect, which I think is really cool. That one YouTuber who like redesigned all of the plushies, which is really cool. I love that series so much, and it just makes me want those plushies like even more. Yeah, so I feel like YouTube has been this like one-stop shop for FNAF stuff, FNAF updates, fan games, this, that, the third. I feel like this is where like the resurgence really started to happen. And then there's Twitter. So on Twitter is Twitter. Twitter holds a bunch of different fandoms. And I'm not going to touch on Bluey capsules too much. So if you see me gloss over Bluey capsules, I'm sorry. I just don't know much about Bluey capsules. I know that there's, I think it's a comic. I don't know if it's official. I don't know if it's an offshoot, like unofficial, official comic, something that is like, you know, Scott's like, this is cool, and I give my stamp of approval, so people like see it as canon. I have no clue, but I know there's a lot of controversy, which is another reason why I'm not touching it with a 6-foot fucking pole. There's just too much going on over there. But that is like one of the major parts of the Twitter fandom, which is crazy because anytime you look up FNAF on Twitter, Bluey Capsules is bound to like show up. I know an artist I used to follow, or I still follow them, but an artist that I follow used to draw fan art for them for like a hot second, and then they stopped, probably because the fandom was so insano style. Oh, the art community, the FNAF art community. Y'all are so, I have never in my life seen people who hate FNAF more than FNAF fans. Like, how do you hate FNAF so much, but you're still drawing FNAF fan art? Like, please, like, just find something else to like. I'm not even saying get out of our fandom. I'm not even saying that. But it's just like, if something caused me that much, like, not joy, I just would distance myself from it. And I'm not saying, like, you should do that. Like, fuck you if you, blah, blah, blah. Like, you can absolutely be critical of the thing. Like I said, the YouTube videos that I watch, some of them are very critical of FNAF while still actively being FNAF fans. I think that is totally fine. But it's like, I guess it's because it's Twitter, and Twitter, you just like, when you're on YouTube, you make a video essay and then you're done, right? And you can make multiple video essays, but usually you just make one and then you're done. But like on Twitter, it's just tweet after tweet after tweet after tweet, and it really makes me like, do you even like FNAF? Do you even like FNAF? It's okay. Like, again, I'm not talking about the Bluey capsule stuff. I'm just talking about like just FNAF fan artists just in general. Like some of y'all just hate FNAF so much, but like your icon is like Vanny, and you have like FNAF somewhere in your username, and it's like, do you like FNAF? Like, again, you can still be critical of it, but at some point, if it's causing you this much distress and discomfort, this goes for any fandom, because I see it all the time, regardless of fandom. If it causes you that much distress and discomfort, no. That's how I felt a while about, like, I'm not gonna lie to you, Steven Universe and the Steven Universe fandom. And I love Steven Universe as a show, but I had to distance myself from the fandom. Not that I was any prominent figure in the fandom or anything, but like I just had to I had to stop interacting with the fandom and stop looking stuff up online, especially on Twitter, about Steven Universe, because it was just negativity and drama and this, that, and the third. I'm sure someone has done a deep dive on the Steven Universe fandom during that time, because oh god, it was so bad. But Steven Universe as a show I really liked. So if you like FNAF on its own as itself, but you find every time you come onto Twitter and it's a horrible landscape, maybe we shouldn't be on Twitter. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get on my soapbox for like 2 minutes there, but like it really, like, I am a firm believer that your internet experience is what you make it, and if you're not having fun on Twitter, babes, let's go to Tumblr. Tumblr is fun. Let's talk about Tumblr. But before we go to Tumblr, let's talk about the other section of Twitter in terms of FNAF stuff, which is the FNAF news about the movie. Put your hand up if you thought this movie was never gonna get made. I'm doing a Wendy Williams. Put your hand up, because I never thought this movie was gonna get made. I thought it was just gonna be in development hell forever, and now it's filming. And the little snippets that we have seen are so cool. And like that also has resurged a lot of fans, especially on Twitter, and has sparked discussion about FNAF. Like I've seen people coming out of the damn woodworks, people who I didn't even know were FNAF fans, being like, I absolutely will be going to go see this FNAF movie. You know, the little memes that's like me fighting a bunch of children to go see the FNAF movie? That's me. I will fight little Bobby for a fucking FNAF ticket. I'm joking. I'm joking. But yeah, it's researched. I think a lot of people who probably were like me and, you know, grew up with FNAF in like 2014 and stuff, and then kind of just left it behind because it's just, you know, they don't really care about it anymore. But this FNAF movie has kind of resurged in popularity, those people who used to like it and now are like, oh, a movie is coming out? Let me watch this. Especially, oh boy, whose name I forget. I'm so sorry I forgot your name. But dude from Scream and Scooby-Doo? Oh, as William, that was casting. Oh, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, that's such good casting. Absolutely. But yeah, so that I feel like has an instrumental part to play in the FNAF resurgence, especially with fan art on Twitter specifically. But we cannot forget about, we cannot. If it's one thing FNAF fans are, it's drama, full of fucking drama, and horny as hell. Now there's an entire Twitter account dedicated to just horny people who love FNAF characters and want to fuck FNAF animatronics. There's an entire account dedicated to it. I won't get too much into it. It's a fun account. It's a fun account to go down. So fun. I'm not gonna get too much into that one though. It's look it up on your own. But speaking of wanting to date, you can't even see what I'm doing with my fingers. But speaking of wanting to date animatronics, on Tumblr's Tumblr, so we got fan fiction over there. Yeah, and the fan fiction is still rolling in. It's still piping hot. In fact, if you were to look up the FNAF tag on Tumblr, a specific like character is going to show up more than others, like almost 100% of the time. And that character is Sun and Moon from Security Breach. We have fun over there, so I better not see any of you weirdos over there being weird, because we have fun over there. We have fun as hell. I don't know what, when, or where, because I feel like it started on TikTok and then it moved to Tumblr. This like thirst over Sun and Moon, I don't know where it came from. I don't know where it came from, but I remember seeing it on TikTok when, well, I mean, we were thirsty. Let's be honest, we were thirsting over all of the animatronics in Security Breach. All of them. Some of y'all were even crusty, dusty, musty dust. I will never understand the thirst for William Afton. I will never understand it. Someone please explain it to me. Because why are we thirsting over a crusty, musty, dusty bag of bones? He is a literal rotting corpse who is kept together with shoestring and glue. Why? Why are we thirsting over this man? Crusty, dusty, musty. Oh, he stinks. I know he stinks. I know it don't sound good. You want to know why Vanny is always in her suit? So she don't got to smell his ass. That shit, I know that shit stank, bro. There's no way it smells good. Like, there's no way. and y'all thirsting out, y'all want to climb on top of him. Even if you were like, oh, I don't mean, you know, old Willie, you know, old crusty dusty Willie from Security Breach. I'm talking about old crusty dusty musty ass from FNAF 3. Why? He's still crusty musty dusty and stinky, bro. Like a rotting corpse that has been in there for at least 10 years, if not more, before he was dug up. Y'all, please. Anyway, I just want better for you. I just want better for you. It's okay. You're worthy of love. He's not gonna give it to you. The child murderer is not gonna give it to you. I promise you. I don't get, out of all the animatronics, out of all of them. Anyway. So yeah, thirsting keeps going on. I've seen a lot of Montgomery Gator fan art. I'm not a furry. I feel like I should state that. I'm not, I cannot take myself seriously. Maybe that's why people are thirsting over Sun and Moon so much, because they're not an animal. They're not an animatronic. So you can't call me a furry. You cannot call me a furry if I'm thirsting over Sun and Moon because it's not an animal. What you gonna call me? I thirst over robots? Okay, so do you. What's the point? What's your point? But no, I like overwhelmingly the FNAF tag on Tumblr is mostly just Sun and Moon fan art and thirst and fan fiction, and it's actually really good. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's really good. We have fun over there. I'm having fun over there. It's kind of fun. It's kind of fun. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. It's really fun. But that, I also, in of itself, it's like this little pocket of the fandom. Like, I feel like, especially when a fandom gets so big like that, you have such, like, you could go your entire time being in the FNAF fandom and not even know what Bluey Capsules was. I didn't even know what if that one artist that I followed didn't draw Bluey Capsules fan art, I would not know what the fuck Bluey Capsules was. If I, never went on Tumblr to go look at FNAF one day in the FNAF tag, I would never know that we were all over there thirsting over Sun and Moon. I would not know that. And if you only spent your time on YouTube, you wouldn't know about that either. And also the vice versa. So I think that's really cool about the FNAF fandom, is that it's so big. Now, obviously, when a fandom gets this big, it is not without its problems. I am only saying the good parts of the fandom right now. I glossed over a lot of the, like, more, type of parts, mostly because I want to kind of highlight the fact that, like, despite the fact there has been no technical new media or new mainline media, which is the games, in like a year, almost over a year now, because Security Breach came out in 2021, so it's been a full year, and now we're going on 2 years, though the DLC is supposed to be released this year. There's been no like main game, any type of extras since then, and yet here we are talking about FNAF. Like, I'm talking about FNAF right now on YouTube because I've seen such a big resurgence in it. And we don't even have to, like, think about, like, oh, I like to go and watch, like, Markiplier's old playthrough of the game. And I do. I love watching that. That series has become my comfort baby. It's my comfort. Every time I'm feeling, like, anxious or sad or whatever, I will literally put that on. It is so much fun to, like, watch. But I don't even have to watch that if I want, like, new FNAF content. I don't have to search very far for new FNAF content. And I think because the fandom is so big and so wide, it's cool that it's, like, really self-sustainable in that way. People are still making, like, full-fledged, almost AAA level, like, FNAF fan games. Like, the Glitched Attraction, I think it was, and then the one that was the Glitched Attraction, Glitched Attraction was the one that was like an escape room, right? Multiple escape rooms. Like, that was so, I don't even want to think about how long that took them to make. I'm guessing a couple of years because Vanny is like a prominent part of it. So it had to be after Security, or at the very least after Help Wanted. And like at a very short time frame after Security Breach, which only gives them like a year and maybe roughly 2 years to like develop that entire game, which I think is like insanely cool. There's a whole FNAF like fan game project that is still ongoing. People still have, like, it hasn't died down. Like, usually what happens is that like a fandom will go and it'll shine really bright for like a hot second, and then like it just will kind of die out on its own and no one will really care about it. And if you're making a fan game, especially games take a while to make, especially the upper in quality you go, obviously, they're going to take longer and longer to make. So to be dedicated to a fan game about a franchise that like hasn't had any mainline like stuff to it in like years, and still be like, no, I'm still coming out with this game because I'm that passionate about it, and passionate at least about this franchise, if not the game that you're making yourself, is like really cool to me. And so that's why I wanted to focus more on like the the positive sides of things today. I'm sure there are a bunch of negatives, and maybe if I ever make a part 2 to this, or a like a deeper fandom deep dive, because trust me, as a person who has been in this fandom since 2014, since I was a teenager, I can tell you right now, it's been insane, especially over on Tumblr. It's been insane. Absolutely insane. You think the fan art debacle, everything that's going on Twitter right now was bad? You should have seen 2014 when like 2014, 2015, even 2016 when fan art and FNAF and like mascot horror was at its peak. At its peak? Oh, you should have seen it. It was, I was literally 14, 15, 16. And some of these people were like having hundreds of thousands of followers and were like literally 17. That is not good for your brain. That is not the amount of shit that would happen. Why were there grown ass adults friends with these teenagers? There's literally so much more I could say about that and like the horribleness that went down in the FNAF fandom during this time. A bunch of other controversies and this, that, the third. But I really just wanted to keep it lighthearted for something like this because I think it shows these aspects of the fandom are fun, and it's fun to like go and see fan art and look at people's videos, and it inspires me to create. I'm here making a FNAF video right now, so that's why I want to kind of keep it lighthearted. So definitely don't think that I'm just brushing it under the rug or I'm super oblivious, babe. I've been here since 2014. I trust me, I know, but yeah, so thank you so much for watching all the way until the end. You are a real one. If there's any specific topic about FNAF you want me to cover, let me know. I could do a little deep dive. I will definitely be making a review video when the movie comes out, and probably when the DLC came out. Really long ago, like a year now ago, when Security Breach came out, I made a video about Security Breach and I talked about how much I loved it. Despite the fact that even back then, like, we all knew about its shortcomings. We didn't need a retrospective to know about its shortcomings. We all knew about its shortcomings. However, I still love the game as is. It's not my favorite FNAF game, obviously. I would, what is my favorite? I guess number one would be my favorite. Nah, FNAF 6. I think it's FNAF 6 is my favorite FNAF game. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Peace. See, the one issue I have with doing my makeup and doing blood splatter is that if I do it on my cheek area, it's not gonna show up correctly because it just looks like a shiny little spot on my face. But no, it's like a handprint that I did on my face. Whatever, go to my Instagram to look at the pictures. This is a little bit of the close-up of the makeup, if you care, because you probably couldn't see it from very far away. It is very shabbily done, but that was kind of the point. It was supposed to be like withered and destroyed and shit. I eat children. I also forgot to say, sorry, I really literally just stopped filming, but I forgot to say that if there's anything I missed, like there's something that you want to shout out within the FNAF fandom that you think is really cool right now, go ahead and put it in the comments below. I would love to like support more creators and like stuff like that, especially as it relates to FNAF. So let me know down in the comments below. Peace. And if anyone knows what the hell is going on with Bluey capsules, let me know down in the comments too. Thanks.